Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I am coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. It's Sunday, and we are back for the second week in a row with a Sunday sacrifice video. Trying to get back on these videos for y'all. So before we get into it, y'all let me know what y'all want to see as far as the regular Sunday drops. And with that being said, man, we're going to jump right into it. As you can see on the screen, today we are here to talk about Metro Boomin. And, you know, whether or not we believe his mom's death was a lot more sinister than they put out to us as far as it being a murder, you know what. Now y'all know how these videos go. I can't say the S word too much. So anytime it comes to that word, I'm going to have to use unalived. All right. So now in this video, you know, I just want to get y'all opinions on what y'all believe. You know, did Metro really sacrifice his mom? You know, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about that will definitely point toward him going ahead and bonding with that demonic energy. And I love, you know, that term or phrase, bonding with the energy. And I got it from Professor Griff. Maybe I could throw it in here to show y'all what interview I actually got that from. But, you know, when they decide to give up an offering for, you know, fame and fortune and continued success in the game, a lot of the times it comes in a form of someone that you love. And there's plenty of evidence to point toward Metro Boomin actually offering up his mom. So we'll take this video to go ahead and dive down a rabbit hole, because just because he's a producer, he's not exempt from making offerings to Go Lucy. And so with that being said, y'all, we'll go ahead and jump into the first clip in this video. So check this out.
The mother of a St. Louis producer and rapper is dead after an apparent murder-suicide in Atlanta. Leland Wayne, known as Metro Boomin, thanked his mother for his entry into the music business. Fox 2's Patrick Clark talks with a former classmate of Leslie Joanne Wayne about her loss to the community and the young entertainer.
When you want to operate in that $20 million club and higher, $100 million club where these brothers were operating in, oh, you got to pay the price. You got to bond yourself to these people forever. Let's look at some of the other people that have bonded themselves to this demonic energy. When Kanye West wanted to be up in that space so bad, he took the oath, and signed on, became a Mason and took the oath, wrote Lucifer, Son of the Morning for Jay-Z, and that was his initiation. And sure enough, he lost his mom.
All right, y'all. Now, real quick, I want to bring this up to y'all and, you know, maybe see if I'm the only one thinking about this or not, right? So I cut that news clip short because, you know, it just went into someone that supposedly went to school with her, and he talked about how, you know, she was a sweet soul, she was an old soul as, you know, she was growing up, and everybody loved Metro Boomin's mom. It says Metro Boomin is in the throes of a horrific family tragedy. He's lost his mother at the hands of her husband, who then took his own self out thereafter. It says that her body was discovered by cops just outside of the Atlanta area, which I'm going to assume was at her home. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere else I read this happened at her house. And, you know, they didn't go into detail how they discovered her body. You know, did they get a call for a welfare check? Did someone hear gunshots and they were called? None of that stuff was discussed. It was in no article I could find. The only news clip I could find, maybe I didn't search hard enough, I don't know, but I searched a good hour to try and find other news clips that went into further detail, and I couldn't find one. The one that I played y'all was a St. Louis local news. It was a clip from St. Louis local news channels, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't even find one in Atlanta. And I went to the places that I know, where Atlanta news, like YouTube, websites, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't find out one news clip from an Atlanta local station about his mom's death. I don't even think the Atlanta Journal-Constitution had it in the article. I'm not sure. But this is from TMZ. Her name was Leslie Joanne Wayne. Says an autopsy will be conducted for an official cause of death, which was 2 years ago. I don't think they ever released the official cause of death. I don't think anything came out about this. Nothing. Y'all, please let me know. Maybe I just didn't find it. I couldn't find anything. Now you can say that this is someone who's famous. This is his mom. They wanted to keep it private. It was tragic. So on and so on. Or this seems like a lot of other cases we've covered that comes from the industry and that has to do with sacrifices, because she didn't die the way that they put it out to the news. So technically there's really nothing to cover. But y'all, I couldn't find a thing. Please pause the video, go search for some news clips, try to find something that I didn't find, and let me know how much luck you have. That to me is a red flag. And I swear, in like every photo of his mom, she has on the color red. Even one of the last pictures she took with Metro, that was in the beginning of this video, right here, she's in a color red. Maybe she loves the color red, I don't know. Maybe they were hinting at sacrifice from the very beginning, which is beyond wicked. And, before we get into, we definitely got to talk about his sister, and Soulja Boy, which, actually, before I keep on talking, I don't want to talk y'all heads off just yet. Look.
This nigga Drake say, shut the fuck up and make some drums, right? This nigga gets so out of his body and bothered by what he said, he go above and beyond to respond with a song. This nigga Soulja Boy say he sacrificed our mama, and what this bitch say? Not a motherfucking thing. This nigga went quiet. This nigga didn't say nothing, so that's something you allowing people to think about you, but you get out your body when a nigga call you a hoe and tell you to make some drums. That shit bothers you, but when a nigga speaking on your mama, your bitch ass don't say shit, and I'm the crazy one? Yeah, okay. That nigga Soulja Boy a bitch, and he's still gonna get dealt with, but everybody wanna forget what he just tweeted about my fucking brother. Why you think this nigga just say that shit? Y'all really think he just saying that shit to be funny? That's a strong accusation. Talking about sacrificing your mama? All the streams and all the sales he got, he ain't lying about that. The nigga a crackhead, but he ain't lying about that shit.
Alright, y'all. Now this video will start to get interesting for the people that haven't quite been keeping up with what's been going on. You heard it first from Metro Boomin's sister. Now, excuse me for not knowing her name, but what she was talking about with Soulja Boy is right here. Soulja Boy said, you sacrificed your own mom. You a puppet. Now, we all know Soulja Boy knows exactly what is going on in the industry. I don't think he's been exempt from anything, but Soulja Boy doesn't really make money off of his music. He has all kind of other stuff going on that keeps him afloat. He stays beefing, he stays just loud and somewhat ignorant, somewhat smart, with marketing himself, so on and so on, so he's still relevant. But for Soulja Boy to jump out and actually say this means a lot, especially to people like us who chase the truth. He said all the streams, sales, money, and fame not gonna bring your mom back. Was it worth it? I can say F this money and fame and still be a boss. Can you? And he's not really lying, because he don't make money off of his music. I mean, Soulja Boy is famous, but, he's still doing what he does. But, regardless of the point, I say that just because he just really exposed something that I think was clouded by people thinking that he was being disrespectful, because he said F his mama and he said Happy Mother's Day to Metro Boomin to mock him. Ultimately he apologized, but forget all of that, because the worst, one of the worst sins is what Metro Boomin did. He sold his soul and he sacrificed his mama. So forget Soulja Boy for crossing the line of disrespecting his mom. Look what Metro did to his own mom. Even Soulja Boy said, all the stream sales and money and fame, it's not gonna bring your mom back. Was it worth it? Wow. Now, this is where it also gets interesting. This is one of the texts from his sister. She said, my mom used to warn my brother about the demonic things he was doing in the music industry that he didn't see that way. She used to warn him about the demonic people in the industry that she knew personally, and he didn't see it that way. At some point, he didn't listen, so she started telling me to talk some sense into him. She was against his whole Boominati wave, and he didn't like that. And that's another thing. You know, he has a brand called Boominati, like blatantly promoting the one-eye symbolism. Chains, pendants, shirts. He's blatant. Metro he's really one of the worst when it comes to this stuff. It's right there in your face. The more successful he became, the less she saw him. You got to be a real fool to believe the music industry is anything other than demonic and ran by Satan. My mother was a target because she wouldn't compromise her faith in Jesus Christ to please everyone my brother was working with. She knew too much about the music industry. She's the reason why my brother never signed his life away to Don Cannon when he first moved to ATL in 2013. My mom protected, but she knew too much. She told me about celebrities, and the public is just now seeing Drake, Diddy, Jay-Z, etc. So catch that. She saved her son from signing his life away to Don Cannon. Kind of like a Lil Uzi situation with DJ Drama. And I think Don Cannon was involved in that as well, if I'm not mistaken. She goes on to say, you really believe it's pure luck he's just now breaking record streams he's never had before? He's tied with Taylor Swift with the most #1 Billboard singles, and I think that's for 2024, this year, or last year. It might just be this year. He has paid partnerships with beer companies now, all after my mom died. This is the sister. These are her text messages. Think about it. His mom just died 2 years ago. So all of this stuff is starting to roll in. You know, it's not just going to happen a month later after she dies. She goes on to say, I'll put it simple. You can't serve two masters, and my mom always told me that. You either ride with God or side with the devil. And my mom was never okay with the demonic people and presence the music industry has around my brother. Then in a story, she said, he sold his soul and used my mom's life to pay the price. Think about that, y'all. He bonded with that demonic energy. He gave up an innocent soul, which was his mom. He used his mom's life to pay the price of his fame. And you know what makes it even more foul and wicked? Now this is how you know they sacrificed their mom or someone they love. And by the way, if you're wondering why they choose their mom, you know, like Kanye to his mom, is because these women are strong in their faith. They are what made the artist. Metro wouldn't be Metro without his mom. Kanye wouldn't be Kanye without his mom. They were very close. They were strong women. And it would hurt, you know, the person making the sacrifice the most. You take away a soul that one will, you know, pay the price of them selling their soul. You know, these demons can harness so much off the ritual, you know, on a scale that we couldn't even imagine. Also, it's very weird how this No Jumper has the 666. Also, I just noticed that. That's crazy. And this is from a story that was screenshotted from her IG. So this is not me that did this. But, you know, ultimately it all comes down to, they take something that you love the most, to put it very simple. And that is his mom. And like I was about to say, this is how you know this is wicked and right in your face. Remember what Orlando Brown said, right? They get a certain amount of time with the money. They can only spend so much. Now, remember, I brought up another example with the lady that was married to, who's the richest guy in the world? Jeff Bezos. His wife that got like billions, and all she does is donate her money to, charities and nonprofits and stuff like that. It confirmed what Orlando said, that we knew, we've heard this before. They can't just give the money away. It's not their money. They just can't hand it to a person on the street. And look what Metro did. He's announced his initiative to donate $100,000 to 5 women-focused nonprofits in his native St. Louis, Missouri, in honor of his late mother's legacy. Why not just go up to some single moms who really need it? Give them $50,000. You gotta give them $100,000. Instead, they donate it to a nonprofit. I'm sorry, what is that gonna do for anybody? That is if you're paying attention, that right there tells you everything. It's not his to give. It's controlled. I think Metro is worth upward of $50 million. He's entered well over that $20 million club. And he's paid the price for it with his mom's life. Now, to go ahead and wrap this video up, don't click off yet. It's about to get a little bit more eerie. Now, I just happen to be doing a little bit more research just to, tie things up on my end. And I realized something. His mom was supposedly murdered on Friday, June 3rd, 2022. Now, that Sunday, all of the articles hit the internet. Not many, no local articles, TMZ, BT, all kind of stuff. It hits the internet, right? June 3rd, 2022. Now, what's crazy is that 6 months later is where the 3 and the 6 comes in heavy. Exactly 6 months later. Look at this headline, y'all. Metro Boomin scores 3rd #1 album on the Billboard 200 with Heroes and Villains. I be damned. December 17th, Metro Boomin's superstar-filled album Heroes and Villains debuts at #1 on the Billboard 200, knocking down Taylor Swift to #2, giving the producer his 3rd leader on the list. Think about that, y'all. Just 6 months later, it goes #1, and that was his 3rd #1 album. I almost couldn't believe it. I said, damn. If we weren't quite paying attention, now they have our attention. This was pretty slick. And now, what's even more eerie? I told y'all, don't click off yet. It gets a little bit more eerie. June 5th, 2022, just 2 days after Metro Boomin's mom was supposedly killed. Remember I said all the articles hit the internet June 5th. Every article I searched up, TMZ, BT, that site heavy.com, all of like the music industry sites, that post news, they all posted it June 5th, 2 days later. Guess who also died June 5th? That's from Atlanta. The rapper Trouble. Now, Trouble wasn't, the most famous rapper, but y'all know who I'm talking about. We'll put his face on the screen. He had a big song, Thief in the Night, with Young Thug. I'm a thief in the night. He had a lot of songs. He's been around the industry for a very long time. If you keep up with the culture, you knew who Trouble was. Best known for his music showing the grittier side of life in his hometown Atlanta, Trouble was killed in a shooting early Sunday morning. He was 34 years old. Trouble, whose real name was Mariel Samante, or, if I said that right, died at 3:20 a.m. at a home invasion at Lake St. James Apartments in Conyers, about 25 miles east of Atlanta. The suspect, identified as Jamichael Jones, 33 years old, of Atlanta, was being sought on warrants based on allegations of murder, home invasion, and aggravated assault. Trouble was signed to Def Jam. And, they say this was over a girl. He was sleeping with his girl. He was caught lacking, as they say. Killed him in the room. They were asleep, so on and so on. Whatever you want to believe. This man just happened to be 33 years old. And he just happened to kill him in the witching hour at 3:20 a.m. Sunday morning. Sunday. The sacrifice day. That's why my series is, I drop the videos on Sunday because so many artists and actors get sacrificed on the Sundays. This one, you can believe what you want. You can believe, this was some, deranged, crazy guy over his girl, and Trouble was there, and he killed him. But I'll be damned. This happened the same wicked weekend that Metro's mom was supposedly sacrificed right outside of Atlanta. This murder, maybe sacrifice, also happened right outside of Atlanta. Don't get no more wicked than this right here, y'all. Now think about everything that we've tied to Metro Boomin possibly sacrificing his mom. Well, it's not even possibly. We know he offered her up to Satan. He sacrificed his mom. And I believe there was a lot more to the story of what really happened to Trouble. And I don't think it was just so simple. I think Trouble was also sacrificed. Man. All right, y'all. Y'all can click off now if you want to. Hope y'all stayed to the end of this video, man, and caught everything that, we're making connections to. Please let me know what y'all think about this. There's a lot to this one. It's deep. Let me know what y'all think, man. It's a fresh video. Never really talked about Metro Boomin like that. I don't think I ever even did a video when she first died on it. So, yeah, man, hope y'all enjoyed that video. Hope y'all had a really good weekend. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon. And I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.